students, welcome to the lecture on Future Challenges of HR, and after the lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the functions of human resource management. Explain how to improve employee morale. Define HRM challenges faced by managers. Describe the scope of human resource management. Manage human resources in international business. Let's start with a brief introduction of future challenges of HR. The challenges of human resource management may vary somewhat from one setting to the next, but there is a core group of challenges that are likely to apply in just about every type and size of business. Challenges such as dealing with changes in operating procedures, employee turnover, balancing the need to compensate employees fairly with the need to keep the company financially solvent, and even the creation and structure of ongoing employee training processes are likely to be part of the human resources issues that require ongoing attention and refining. Among the several challenges of human resource management is the need to constantly be on the lookout for opportunities to develop future leadership for the business. This can mean being aware of the potential of different employees and working with managers and others to identify when additional training may be merited.
The days of simply maintaining personnel files and advising on hiring, firing, and compensation are long gone for HR professionals. Today, they fulfill a variety of roles that require knowledge and competencies in areas that were foreign to them in the past. It was in the 1980s that human resource management was developed in the USA. Billed as a new approach to managing people, the key aspect of HRM was that people are a firm's most important asset that must be valued, empowered, and committed. This was unlike its predecessor, personnel management, which focused on administering people as a resource like any other in the organization that needed to be carefully and cost-effectively controlled. Hence, the hire and fire perception of personnel management. Today's HR profession has moved on considerably. The Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development identifies 10 professional areas: service delivery and information, organizational design, organizational development, resourcing and talent planning, learning and talent development, performance and reward, employee engagement, employee relations, leading HR, and insights, strategy, and solutions. Clearly, HR is no longer hiring and firing, but is core to the effectiveness of an organization. And importantly, HRM is not just for HR managers, it is for all managers and leaders to understand and apply.
Let's now take a look at functions of human resource management. Human resource planning, HRP. HRP can be identified as the strategy forecasting the organization's future requirements for different types of workers, their acquisitions, utilization, improvement, employee cost control, retention and supply to meet these needs. Recruitment. This is the initial attraction and screening of the supply of prospective human resources available to fill given positions. In other words, it is the process of involving the attraction of suitable candidates to vacant positions from both internal and external sources of the organization. Selection. This is a systematic process of selecting the most appropriate and suitable person to a particular job. In other words, selection is choosing an individual to hire from all those who have been recruited, attracted. Hiring. This is the process of appointing the person selected for a particular job. In this process, letters of appointments will be prepared, employment contracts will be signed, and the new employee will be sent in for a probationary period. Induction. This is concerned with introducing an employee to the company, job, and staff in a systematic way. There are two components of introduction: introducing the employee to the organization and the organization's culture, introducing the employee to his or her job. Performance evaluation. This is a regular, systematic assessment of employees' performance in order to review whether his or her performance matches the expected performance levels. Performance evaluations are an analysis of an employee's recent successes and failures, personal strengths and weaknesses, and suitability for promotion or further training. Training and development. Training is the process by which the employees are taught skills and given the necessary knowledge to carry out their responsibilities to the required standard. Development is concerned with giving the individual necessary knowledge, skills, attitude, and experience to enable an employee to undertake greater and more demanding roles and responsibilities in the future. Employee movements. The movements of employees take place in three methods. Promotions. This is the reassignment of an employee to a higher ranked job in terms of responsibility, respect, and salaries. Promotions are usually based on seniority, competency, and merit. Transfers. This is the movement of an employee from one job to another on the same occupational level and at the same level of wage or salary. Layoff. This is the temporary stoppage or suspension of the service of the employee for various reasons. Welfare administration. This refers to all facilities and comforts given to the employee by the employer, apart from wages, salaries, and incentives. Health and safety administration. This is concerned with maintaining required and reasonable levels of professional health and safety in the job and its environment. The organization should ensure the employee's physical and mental health. The workplace should be free from hazards. Discipline administration. It is important to control the performance and behavior of the employees according to the rules and regulations of the organization. For this very reason, it is important to develop, implement, and maintain an appropriate disciplinary system. Labor relations. This is the continuous relationship between the labor force and the management. Since labor forces are organized as trade unions, it is actually a relationship between a trade union representative and the management. This relationship is also more commonly known as a tripartite relationship. Here, we will discuss about how to improve employee morale. Become a morale missionary. Morale is not a group phenomenon, but an individual matter. To speak of high morale in a group means that most of the people in the group have a good sense of spirit. Group morale, however, depends on the morale of each individual in the group. Identify issues, not the outcome. Morale is the outcome. Issues are the things contributing to that outcome. Focus on identifying the issues and we will have a much better chance of improving the situation and boosting morale. Build self-confidence and security. Job security and a feeling of confidence in one's ability to handle the day-to-day incidents of life and work are key elements in good employee morale. Trained staffs do their jobs effectively, showing the importance of their jobs to the organization and demonstrating confidence in them. Set priorities and be seen as supportive. By establishing priorities, we help people make mountains out of molehills. Issues confronting employees will generally fall into three broad categories. those that they will not be able to influence at all, those over which they have very little influence, those that they can influence. Let's now take a look at employee productivity. Employee productivity is a particularly important issue to managers and supervisors, as the primary purpose of their job is to get the most out of the people that they are responsible for. Establish goals and objectives for each of the employees. These should be precise, quantifiable, acceptable, achievable, and rewarding. To understand what employees' motivations are and how we can support them in their aims and objectives, there are certain proven steps that can be taken. Develop strong delegation practices. Pass on authority and responsibility to employees and leave it up to them to decide how they will carry out their work. Celebrate achievements. Recognize that when it comes to motivating employees, acknowledging and celebrating a solution to a problem can be as important as the solution itself. Let's now talk about the HRM challenges faced by managers. Managing the vision. The vision of the organization provides the direction to business strategy and helps managers to evaluate management practices and make decisions. So, vision management becomes the integral part of management in the future. Internal environment. Creating an environment which is responsive to external changes, providing satisfaction to the employees, and sustaining through culture and systems is a challenging task. Changing industrial relations. Both the workers and managers have to be managed by the same HRM philosophy, and this is a daunting task for the managers. Job design and organizational structure. Instead of depending on foreign concepts, focus on understanding the job, technology, and the people involved in carrying out the tasks. Managing the large workforce. Management of large workforce poses the biggest problem as the workers are conscious of their rights. Employee satisfaction. Managers should be aware of techniques to motivate their employees so that their higher level needs can be satisfied. Modern technology. There will be unemployment due to modern technology, and this could be corrected by assessing manpower needs and finding alternate employment. Legal environment. To meet the changes in legal environment, adjustments have to be made to the maximum utilization of human resources. Managing human relations. As the workforce comprises of both educated and uneducated, managing the relations will be a great challenge. Here we will understand about scope of human resource management. The objectives of the HRM span right from the manpower, needs assessment, to management and retention of the same. To this effect, human resource management is responsible for effective designing and implementation of various policies, procedures, and programs. HRM in personnel management. This is typically direct manpower management that involves manpower planning, hiring, recruitment and selection, training and development, induction and orientation, transfer, promotion, compensation, layoff and retrenchment, employee productivity. HRM in employee welfare. This particular aspect of HRM deals with working conditions and amenities at the workplace. This includes a wide array of responsibilities and services such as safety services, health services, welfare funds, social security, and medical services. HRM in industrial relations. It is the art and science of understanding the employment, union management, relations, joint consultation, disciplinary procedures, solving problems with mutual efforts, understanding human behavior and maintaining work relations, collective bargaining, and settlement of disputes. Let's now take a look at how to manage human resources in international business. The technological environment is such that technology supremacy is fleeting, and since it does not last long, cannot be considered a strong advantage of a company. The economic environment is affected by too many uncontrollable factors, which means a stable economic situation is less certain. The economy can be affected negatively by things which large companies and federal governments have no control over. The political environment responds to the socio-cultural environment, which, in many countries, is undergoing the stresses of large immigration movements and cultural and religious frictions. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. The challenges of human resource management may focus on how to go about working with managers, executives, company owners and officers, in order to make sure the business is in compliance with all current labor laws that apply in the jurisdictions where the company operates. Employee productivity is a particularly important issue to managers and supervisors, as the primary purpose of their job is to get the most out of the people that they are responsible for. Performance evaluation is an analysis of an employee's recent success and failure, personal strength and weakness, and suitability for promotion or further training. Recruitment is the initial attraction and screening of the supply of prospective human resources available to fill a particular position. Selection is a systematic process of selecting the most appropriate and suitable person for a particular job.